Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Looks like Mr. Stephen Dow is on vacation. Yes, he is on vacation. He is enjoying some time in Hawaii. So, Stephen, from the One Rental at a Time family, thank you for all you do. Enjoy your time in Hawaii. Go get some sun or surf or eat some good food, rest, whatever you want to do in Hawaii. I hope you have a great time. We will see you back next Friday. So, because my regular scheduled guest is not here, I have the hour committed. So, thought I would do a live stream, maybe 30, 45 minutes. I have some topics that I've written down. But as always, I am here for you. So, if you want to ask a question, feel free. You want to say hi, go ahead. I will do my best to continually recognize everybody who posts a comment. And for those of you that like to see my puppies, here they are. This is Happy. I call her the blonde or the redhead. Happy, get the hair out of your eyes. She is, I think she's 6 months old today or now. There you go. And of course, if you were with us earlier, you saw Sonny. He is, I think, 4.5 months old. So they're fun. Good morning, Nathan. How are you? Hope all is well. So what I wanted to talk about today, again, some very important videos and topics went out this week. One I want to call attention to from Wednesday with our good friend Anna Kelly, REI mom. We talked about what used to be called the 4% rule. Now, if you don't know Anna's story, first off, you're missing out. Anna, all my experts have a playlist. So I don't know if you know this, but if you like Anna Kelly, you can go to her playlist, and she has content going back almost 2 years, for example. Go back to some of the early videos and hear her story. But in short, she worked for AIG. She was a trained financial advisor. I think it was Bank of America early in her career. I might be wrong, one of the big banks. But anyways, we talked about the 4% rule. We talked about the kind of story of save, 401k, this, that, the other thing. And, 40 years later, oh, what are you guys doing? I don't know if you heard that, but that bark went right through my eardrum. So we talked about the 4% rule and how it was great marketing. Great marketing. Think about it. You're telling 20-year-olds, just put a little away. Put a little away. You'll be a millionaire when you're 65. That's what they did to Gen X. Both Anna and I are Gen X. That was what we were told. Kind of the rat race, and you too will be retired someday. So lo and behold, 40 years later, what have we learned? First and foremost, it does work for some, right? I don't know what the exact percentage is, but I bet you it's single digits. It is possible to make 50 grand a year and save and ultimately become a millionaire. Absolutely. But let's be real. Most, like 80% or more, won't make it. Death, divorce, health crisis, other events, they will stop momentum, and you won't get there. So Anna shared with us, I think the average 401k balance is 260 grand. Again, I'm going from memory. It's in the video. And lo and behold, because of inflation, folks, they've had to lower the 4% rule to 3.3. I don't know. I like doing math. And first off, do you know what 4% of $1 million is? Do the math. It's 40 freaking $1,000. Now, you can live on 40 grand. Awesome. But a lot of us have been promised a better life, more stuff, more things, vacation, insurance, and phone. And I mean, all you're going to have. What do you got left over? It's just sad. The other thing that was very obvious is, again, Anna, myself, the lumberjack, Dion, just the list goes on and on with my experts. It doesn't take 40 years. Real estate is a better way. It is a faster way. It is a sure path to a better financial future. I talk about four all the time. It does take work. It's not easy. It's a people business. 30-year debt, absolutely today. 30-year fixed rate debt. There's just a better way. Took me 15, took others 10, took some 7. Why not do both? I mean, if you want, do both. But man, that interview with Anna Kelly talking, I think the thumbnail says 3.3%. So if you find it on my channel and you haven't seen it, you are missing out. So that was a very interesting one. Another one that went out, I think, yesterday with the three amigos. We talked about deflation and inflation. Just so you know, there's a great video coming out on Dion's channel where he asks us about them. I think that'll come out next week. It's a great video. But basically where I'm sitting right now is I am actually prepared for both, which might sound odd, but again, I tell you everything that I do. So first off, inflation. I believe inflation is coming. Inflation is my base case, meaning most likely. I think it is very likely that wage inflation becomes the thing like the oil shock of the 70s. And we see at least a 4 or 5 year run of inflation above 4%. So if you think inflation is coming, what do you want? Seriously, what do you want? The answer is you want a lot of debt. Now, not all debt that makes you money. Not all debt that makes you money. You also want debt that makes you money that's fixed. And I can't stress that enough. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that I own houses and apartments. Houses, don't you dare get anything but 30-year fixed rate money. Apartments are a little different. They typically do 3, 5, 7, maybe 10-year ARMs. They typically do 20 or 25-year amortization. However, again, it's Friday. It's just a coincidence. Stephen Dow from Velocity Mortgage, he brought to me a 30-year fixed rate product that I could use on apartments and commercial buildings. Go back to his playlist. I think it's called Velocity Mortgage, or maybe it's called Stephen Dow. I told you about 2 deals I did with them probably 2 or 3 months ago. And yes, I am paying a higher rate than I could get from a bank. I don't care. My fear is inflation gets bad and rates skyrocket. I want 0 interest rate risk or inflation risk. So my portfolio is full of 30-year debt. Okay? So I'm ready for inflation. Let inflation run, my assets go up, my cash flow goes up, my rent goes up, my expenses go up a little bit. Now deflation. If inflation is my base case and at 80%, maybe 85, that means deflation is the other avenue. Deflation is nasty. We could have deflation in assets and also commodities and stuff. And if you watched my Economic 101 video from last weekend or the weekend before, you know that I think some of this is coming. Now, I'm not as aggressive as Kathy Wood. Kathy Wood says deflation is coming next year because of these technology advances and metaverse and all of these things. I think all of that stuff is coming. I just don't think it's coming next year. I've sold technology for 30 years, 25 years, and you won't even get all the early adopters next year, let alone the masses, let alone the laggards. It is unwise to think a technology shift could happen that fast. It'll happen. It just won't happen next year, in my opinion. I think we could have asset deflation. And it's interesting. It's interesting to watch these bigger is better. It's interesting to watch these syndicators who are out there soliciting money, bragging about buying Class A properties, bragging about overpaying, bragging about, 4 cap rates. These individuals need capital letters, bold, underline, need deflation. Because what will happen if deflation occurs is the market will crack, it will crumble, and then the Fed will come to the rescue and they will slash rates even lower. If you were buying a 4 cap and you're assuming stupid rent increases, your only hope is deflation. Frankly, the last 2 years, you've got lower rates and you won. To think we're going to get even lower rates is not my base case. Is it possible? Like Dion from Dion Talk and I have a dollar bet. Dion thinks that we're going to have mortgage rates under 3.3% next year. We have a simple $1 friendly bet that says are rates higher or lower 12 months from now. I took the over, he took the under. If Dion is right and we have deflation and rates go lower, guess what? I'm ready for that also. I've been telling you for 6 months now that I'm raising cash because I'm waiting for the stress in multifamily. If you are forced to refi into an environment where values are falling, there's going to be a lot of syndications that blow up, a lot of limited partners that lose all their money. And just like last time, folks, I've done this before. I have bought apartment buildings 0 down. I will do it again. I've bought several buildings 0 down. One of them, I needed to put $50K into an escrow for repairs. Okay, I would have done the repairs anyway, but still 0 down to get what were the total? 38 units, 0 down last crisis. I'm ready. Let's do it again. So I am prepared for either. My base case is inflation. My unlikely case is deflation. I'd love to hear from you. What do you guys see next year? Let's do this with Dion. Where do you think rates are next year? 30-year owner occ. Are they higher or lower than today? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let's see who's tuned in this morning. Hey, Nathan, how are you? Terry, good morning. Day off, get to watch. Yes, hey, I hope you ask a question, Terry, if you like. Nathan, the video was awesome. Yeah, the one with Anna was really good. I don't have a question other than checking in and seeing how y'all are doing. I've been in Miami this week for the live video, enjoying Mexico with the fam, but still doing daily work and drafting offers. Nathan, rockstar. Awesome. The encounter seems to me a lot of people winning with inflation, but also a lot of people losing with inflation. Yes. In fact, I don't know, 90% of people lose. Inflation is a regressive tax that punishes, cripples, destroys people at the low end. It's just it's a reverse of a regressive tax like that scales. It hurts the people at the bottom, the middle. It hurts everyone. Inflation is nasty because it impacts everyone. And it hurts everyone. However, there are 10% of the people, probably the folks watching this channel, that benefit from inflation. You can set up asset purchases with stupidly low 30-year fixed rate debt. You will do just fine. In fact, I believe in it so much, I created a shirt that says, I use inflation to get rich. Ask me how, which I thought was a little fun. I'm sure that's going to piss off a lot of people, but I look forward to wearing it. I've already ordered it. Printify told me it's coming next week. So I will be wearing that shirt proudly. I wonder how many people are going to be mad. We'll see. Hey, Jiris, how are you? Over. Yeah, me too. I got the over. Jay Smith, yay, I made it. Thanks for watching, Jay. Yeah, K-shaped recovery, absolutely. Been talking about that for 2 years. Nailed it. What's up, Mike, and the ORAT community? Matt, the mortgage guy. Man, what a great guy he is. We actually did the over-under together Wednesday, and he's taking the over with us. So pretty crazy stuff. So, yeah, it's, again, yeah. And you know what? Since Matt here, we'll actually talk about the other thing, debt. We'll talk about debt and see if we can't get some more questions. Let's just finish up the good mornings. Hi, I live in Sacramento. What area would be great for me to start in new to real estate? I'm currently an electrician in the Bay Area. Love your podcast with Pace and Cody. Yeah, that's great. I look forward to coming back to Pace and Pace and Cody on Sunday. What I would tell you to do, Vasily, is you have to learn your market. Actually, you have to learn a skill. I believe real estate investing taught the one rental at a time way, and this is what Cody will see on Sunday, is a skill. To me, the best analogy is a golf swing. If you've ever played golf, I don't know about you, it is the most unnatural thing ever to swing a club up, down, hit a little white ball far away. But if you practice, you will build confidence, repetition, muscle memory. It will become easier. So it is not about picking a market. Most new investors, in my opinion, Vasily, get lost finding the perfect market and go nowhere. Stop the craziness, pick a zip code in Sacramento, and go learn the skill. I'm not saying invest in Sacramento. I'm saying learn the skill in Sacramento. It is best to learn the skill locally because you can drive around, kick rocks, walk through homes, meet contractors. It's easier to learn. And then after 60, 90, or 120 days, you now have a skill and you can take that golf swing anywhere in the country. That's what I teach in my course, how to get started one rental at a time. Multiple thousands of students, thousands of people in the Facebook group. Again, I think lots of new investors get it wrong. There is no perfect market. Learn the skill first and move on. That's what I would say. And that's what Cody's going to hear on Sunday. Jirius, 4 brand new apartment complexes going within 10 miles of my home. Cool. Christian, deflation is good for poor people since they don't have assets, and inflation is good for rich people. Yeah, you could say that. Sure. Yeah. Well, it depends. Well, the reason I'm hesitating is because there's different types of deflation. I think without question, saying inflation is good for rich, is fine. But there's different types of deflation. There's deflation of assets, which again, the poor don't care in your example, Christian. Then there's deflation in stuff. Again, okay. But there's also deflation in income, wages. Wages can go down. That is not necessarily good. That's why I hesitated. But yes, generally speaking, 10,000 foot, sure. Deflation good for poor, inflation bad for rich. But remember, I think it would be very hard to call me poor, and I am set up for a deflationary environment. Let it deflate. Great, awesome. All of my stuff cash flows. All of it's 30-year debt now. I got a bunch of cash ready to pounce. Warren Buffett, record amounts of cash. Jamie Dimon, $1 trillion in cash. So it's not quite fair to say that. But, 10,000 foot, you want to make a one-off comment? Sure. I don't necessarily agree with it. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like generalizations. But yeah, sure. I think that's fair. Elizabeth, did you have a daily update yesterday, Wednesday, Tuesday? Cannot find them. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. All you have to do is go on my channel and you could do a search on the date. Every daily financial news for 1,000 episodes. Folks, I've done 1,000 days in a row. Most 99% of those days are at 7:30 a.m. or 7 a.m. There are a couple of days when I'm on vacation or traveling around the world the last 3 years that they've been at different times. But you bet your ass I did a daily financial show every day this week. Yes. Just search on the date. Alex, any suggestion on books for those of us who inherit rental properties and in some cases mismanage rental properties? Oh, ouch. I don't know. Did anybody read Brandon Turner's management books? I haven't read them. I don't self-manage, so I don't really read those books. But if I had to guess, I've heard some decent things about Brandon Turner's from Bigger Pockets. I don't know the name. Maybe somebody watching will know the name, but I don't. Yeah, it would have to be a property management book, Alex. I don't read those because I don't have them. Yeah, it's a Bigger Pockets book. Yeah. Let's go golfing. If you come to the Panhandle area of Florida, I think on invest around the area. Yep, you got it. No problem. Yep. Cool. Thanks, guys. Hopefully, I caught everybody. If I missed you, it wasn't on purpose. So let's talk about debt. Let's talk about debt. Um, Obviously, if you're watching this channel, you know by now there's good debt and bad debt. I think that's been hit hard enough. But I think it's very important to hear that debt, and I should say lots of debt, was the reason that Olivia and I retired financially free. This was not unwise debt. Remember, it's funny that I have this book right here. I tell you about unwise debt with what I call an alligator. So yes, I have made mistakes with debt. Negative cash flow, bad. Alligator, bad. But tens of millions of dollars of debt held over a decade and a half, moved around strategically, cash out refis, rate and term, 1031. You have to get comfortable. Debt is a tool. And I think a couple weeks ago, I used an analogy that debt is like a chainsaw. If you know how to use a chainsaw, it can do amazing things. If you don't, a chainsaw is very dangerous, like very dangerous. I think debt's the same thing. If you're going to retire in a better financial future and you don't know how to use debt, please go watch Dave Ramsey. Follow the 4% rule. It's better than nothing. However, if you're willing to work, you're willing to commit a decade, you're willing to get conservative fixed rate debt, you're willing to do the work and find good or great instead of just doing average, one rental at a time will get you there. It'll get you there anywhere in the country. It's going to take a decade, though. If you do it faster, awesome. I just want to be realistic. You've got to get comfortable with debt. The people that I know that are financially free before they're 60 are comfortable with debt. The people that I know that are financially free before 50 are really comfortable with debt. The few people that I know that are under 40 or heaven forbid under 30 that are financially free know how to use debt. You are not going to put money in a 401k and be retired at 30 or 35. It doesn't happen. The math does not work that way. But you catch the right cycle, the right environment, use the right stuff. You can retire really early. So debt is important. The second thing that most people miss, your darn cost of living. I've tried to highlight this many times. I've tried to highlight the importance of Get Your Money Right course at $99. You've got to hold your living standard, or if you can, lower it. Olivia and I come into this when I'm 30, spending 100% of our income. We start to talk about needs, wants. We do the exercise in the course, choices, which I've taken most of my experts through 6-9 months ago. It's awesome. It was fun to watch Dion go through choices and the lumberjack. I think the lumberjack had the highest, because in the choices exercise, you talk about where you are today, where you could sacrifice to, and then just to have fun, what does Mac Daddy look like? I think he was like 50 grand a month, man. He has some high taste. So yeah, it's fun. So people need to understand and get their money right. So again, debt, living standards, all of that. So let's say hi to who's checked in. Random user. That's an interesting name. Deflation is not good for poor people. Deflation as a whole will be a depressed economy with fewer jobs and consumers. Yes, that's why I hesitated. But hey, if we have deflation, random user, just at the asset level, which is a type of deflation, it won't impact the poor at least all that much. But yeah, deflation is bad. Deflation scares the Fed, and that should be all you know, right? That's all you need to know is inflation doesn't scare them, deflation scares them. Vasily, thank you very much for the explanation on debt. You're welcome. I chose Fresno because I could drive to it. I live in the Silicon Valley. It's 2.5 hours away. It was 500,000 people. Yep. Oh, Nessie, Brandon's books are awesome. There you go. I've never read them. I've spoken to him a bunch decades ago, but not recently. But yeah, seems right. He's Is it just me, or do all the bigger pockets guy now talking about hundreds and thousands of units? When I was writing on bigger houses and duplexes, and again, I don't go there a lot, but all these big shots, it's almost like it's too much look at me for my taste. Let's just do some houses. Let's help people change their future. It's not about 1,000 unit mobile home park or any of that stuff. It seems like they have wavered from, I was interviewed by Josh Dorkin. You can still find it on YouTube. I had really fat cheeks. Every time I watch that video, it's reminds me of how fat I was. Um, Fat cheeks, crazy chipmunk cheeks. I think that was like 12 years ago. Might have been 13 years ago. Anyways, you can find it. I think it was like post number 67 or something. Just Josh and I talking. It was fun. Yeah, crazy. I don't know where I was going with that. I was just thinking about talking to Josh Dorkin, I guess. Carlos, good morning, everyone. How you doing, buddy? Random user. What's good startup capital to start to get into real estate? Oh, I started with 40 grand. That worked out. It really depends on your market. Random user, I don't know. In general, enough for your first down payment and emergency reserves. So whatever that is for you. I've known people start with zero. Lumberjack story is awesome. Dion started in the hole, negative 90 grand. So it's a mindset. You need to learn the skill. What I teach and talk about with one rental at a time, how to get started one rental at a time. It doesn't matter if you have $0. You got 299 bucks. You can buy the course. Go spend the next 60 or 90 days learning the skill. It is a skill. You will build confidence. It will be amazing, and you will be better for it. But yeah, I mean, to answer the question with numbers, I started with 40 grand, and things worked out. All right. What else do we want to talk about? Oh, April Crosley. I'm a big, huge fan of April Crosley. REI, Lazy Girl REI, I believe is her YouTube channel. We've been on each other's channel a bunch. She put out a post on Facebook. Yeah, I think it was Facebook. And she talked about a mastermind that she went to with multifamily investors. And she's like, stop talking about unit count. You're lying to yourself. Apparently, there are a lot of apartment owners or limited partners that are saying they own 3, 4, 5,000 units when they own 1% of the deal. I want to go one step further. It's not about unit count. I don't even talk about unit count unless somebody brings it up. It's about cash flow, folks. Believe me, if I could get to where I am right now with 5 or 10 units, I would have 5 or 10 units. Stop talking about unit count. The people that are preaching bigger is better are likely hurting a lot of people, because to go big and go big fast, you pile on debt, and debt is a chainsaw. And if you don't know how to use debt, you're going to hurt yourself. Stop talking about unit count. Only talk about net cash flow. Don't even talk about rent collection. Oh, I collect $1 million a month. Who cares? If you collect $1 million a month, but your debt and income structure is 1.1, you're done. You freaking Evergrande in China. You're going to go bankrupt because your cash flow is wrong. So yeah, don't talk about that. All right. So I think that was a fun random rant. What else do we got? Oh, I guess I'll talk about a crazy goal. Let me know what you think about this. I've been very clear on my channel. One of the things that I struggle with is big, crazy goals. That's why I started this 500 contest over my shoulder, all of those things. But I'm thinking about a goal. This number is 500. What do you think about a lifetime goal? So let's say 50 years. What would you say to a lifetime goal of trying to help 1 million people get their first or next deal? How does that feel? Does that feel crazy? Does that feel doable? I mean, I don't even know what the math says. Hold on. Let's do the math together. Let's do the math, because now that I say that out loud, it's crazy. So let's do the math together. 50 years, 50 times 365 days a year. Oh, shoot. That's 18,000 days. All right. So 1 million divided by 18,000 days. Is that really all that can't be right. That can't be right. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Only 18. Damn, I only have 18,000 days left to live. Shit, that's terrible. Wait, 1 million. That's depressing to think about. Oh, man, terrible. 18,250. Ooh, that's not possible. That's 54 day. That's 54 deals a day, 7 days a week. All right, well that answers that question. Can't do a million. But can we do 100,000? That's just whack a zero off. That's 5 deals. Maybe it's 100,000. Can I help 100? Can I help 100,000 deals? What do you think? 50 years, 100,000? Keep doing this daily stuff, keep helping, talking about it, build some momentum. 5 deals a day, 7 days a week? I don't know. What do you think? And then lastly, I would love to see our private Facebook group grow from 1,000 or 1,100 today to 10,000. I think that's possible. So I don't know. What do you think? Should that say 100,000 or maybe it should say 10,000? That's half a deal a day. That's certainly doable. I don't know. These are things I'm trying to play with. The year is right around the corner. I'm trying to see where we take this thing together. And again, it's about helping you take action, improve your future. So these are things that I'm thinking about. So what else is going on? I think that's all I got today. Any other questions? If not, we'll shut this down in a few minutes. I'll get ready for the lumberjack at 9 o'clock. I do thank you all for tuning into this random session. 42 folks watching, 13 folks. Thumbs up. Yep. All right, everybody. I will be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. That's our normal scheduled live. That will likely go longer than 30 minutes, but have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Go make some memories, have some fun, get outside. I don't know. Yeah, enjoy the sun. I think there's sun out there. Take care. Bye.